What movie this is from?
Lion King.
Yes, The Lion King! It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. HAKUNA MATATA. When I was growing up with my brothers and my friends, when we heard this song, we would always say this phrase. It's something so simple and so obscure. Who knew that something so short could mean so much to anyone in their childhood? Fellow Toastmasters, guess. Who we are is dependent on our childhood and what we learn from our childhood. For me, it was Disney. I wanted to imitate the characters. I wanted to sing the songs. I wanted to dress like them for Halloween. But today, I want to talk about 3 of the lessons that I learned from some of my favorite Disney movies. And these are lessons that are important for both children and adults to remember. They're ones that I learned in my childhood, but they're even more important when I remember them now that I'm an adult. The 3 of them are family comes first, never give up, and anyone can make a difference. Now, the first movie that helped me to learn about how to make sure family comes first is Lilo and Stitch. How many of you have seen Lilo and Stitch before? Oh, excellent. So if you haven't seen Lilo and Stitch, it's about a blue alien named Stitch who is exiled from his own planet and sent to Earth, where he befriends a little Hawaiian girl named Lilo. In this particular scene, Lilo had just got done with swimming in the ocean and she's late to her hula class. So when she gets there, she's trying to explain to her hula instructor why she's late. Why are you all wet? It's sandwich day. Every Thursday, take Pudge the fish a peanut butter sandwich. Pudge is a fish. And today we were out of peanut butter. So I asked my sister what to give him, and she said a tuna sandwich. I can't give Pudge tuna. Do you know what tuna is?
Fish?
It's fish! If I gave Pudge tuna, I'd be an abomination. I'm late because I had to go to the store and get peanut butter because all he had is a stick of tuna! Lilo, why is this so important? Pudge controls the weather. Later in the movie, we find out that Lilo's parents actually died in a car accident because of a storm. It's implied that she cares about weather so much because she doesn't want anything like that to happen ever again to her family because of weather. And that gives rise to one of the famous lines of the movie. Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. And for me, ever since I moved away for college 4 years ago, family has always come first for me. I call them every day sometimes, every week, just to make sure they're okay. And that, I think, is something that both kids and adults should always keep in mind. The next movie I want to talk about is Finding Nemo. How many of you have watched Finding Nemo? Okay, more people. So if you haven't watched Finding Nemo, it's about a clownfish named Marlin who loses his son Nemo, and on his journey to find his son, he encounters a blue fish named Dory. And in this scene, Dory is reminding Marlin why he shouldn't give up to find his son, thus telling us about the theme to never give up.
Hey,
Mr. Grumpy Gills. When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What did we do? We swim, swim. Oh, 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 I love to swim. When you want to swim, you want to
See, I'm gonna get stuck now with that song. Now it's in my...
Sorry. And this is something that seems so ridiculous, but even now, when I'm a grown adult, I still imagine in my head a little voice, Dory, saying, just keep swimming, whenever I come across a difficult problem. And that's something I see a lot of kids say after they watch the movie, but they tend to forget that when they grow up. Whether it's school, work, the stress of personal life, they forget that they should never give up. And it's something that such a simple phrase can help you to remember. And the last movie that helped me to learn about the lesson of how anyone can make a difference is Mulan. And it's not because I'm Asian. How many of you have watched Mulan? Okay, if you haven't watched Mulan, it's about a girl in China who was trying to take the place of her father in the army. And the whole movie chronicles her trying to prove that she can fight in the army alongside all the males. And you might recognize this song.
Sorry.
You must be swift as the coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Woo! And that scene that you saw right there is the peak of when Mulan proves that she can fight in the army. And the thing about Mulan is she's not a damsel in distress. She's a hero, and she's a fighter. And this was important to me when I decided that I wanted to make a difference in the world, when I wanted to make a difference in my community, that I could do it because she could, even though she's a little bit of an extreme example. So with all these 3 lessons, I learned that we should all try to mature, but always keep in mind the lessons that we learned in our childhood. Walt Disney once said, "Too many people grow up." See, that's the trouble in this world. Too many people grow up, and they forget. They don't remember what it's like to be 12 years old anymore. They patronize kids, and they look at them, and they treat them as inferiors. Well, I won't do that. And because Walt Disney didn't do this, and his whole unique philosophy influenced all these Disney movies, a lot of children grew up with very important ideals that they should keep in mind when they're adults. So if we keep all these 3 lessons in mind, that family comes first from Lilo and Stitch, never to give up from Finding Nemo, and that anyone can make a difference from Mulan, then we will surely live happily ever after. Mr. Toastmaster.